ours. Zaza Pachulia is in this league not because he's a gifted scorer, not because he's a remarkable rebounder or defender. He's in this league, same reason Bruce Bowen was in this league, because he can defend a little and he can do the things that the stars don't want to do. And we have a history of a guy. This is who he is. This is his history.
I wish I was on OKC the other night because I definitely would have slapped him. That was intentional. Everything he does is dirty, and he does dirty things to make up for lack of talent.
It's dangerous. It's unsportsmanlike. It's just not what anybody does to anybody else. And this particular individual has a history with that kind of action.
Sorry, I'm gonna get his ass back. Straight up.
Zaza Pachulia was one of the most hated players in the NBA since early on in his NBA career. His dirty playing style combined with the lack of actual playing quality made him an easy target to hate. That led him to becoming one of the few players who was hated by fans, players, and coaches equally. However, he truly became the biggest NBA villain when he played with the Golden State Warriors. He signed with the Warriors in the infamous 2016-2017 offseason, where Kevin Durant made one of the most controversial decisions in NBA history by signing with the Golden State Warriors. Warriors were coming off a historic 73-9 season where Curry broke the 3-point record on his way to win his second MVP award. Signing Kevin Durant after that season officially made them the most hated team in the NBA. It was only fitting they brought in Pachulia to fully embrace their villain roles. While Pachulia lacked an offensive skill set required to be a top center in the league, he provided the Warriors with paint protection and a willingness to commit dirty plays the Warriors lacked in the roster outside of Draymond Green. Pachulia's roughness would be on showcase in a nationally televised game against Oklahoma City Thunder in January. In the final seconds of the first half, Westbrook was coming off a pick where he got decked in the face by Pachulia. Westbrook fell to the ground and Pachulia stood over him before walking away. That play clearly pissed off Westbrook as he promised to get his revenge in a post-game interview.
Sorry, I'm gonna get his ass back. Straight up.
Did you notice him standing over the top of you?
Nah, I didn't see that till just now, but I don't play that game.
Pachulia responded to Westbrook's comments by saying, "I'll be there. I'll be in OKC too, so whenever he wants, my pleasure. My pleasure." This interaction would set off one of the biggest beefs in the NBA, which continued over the next couple of seasons. After that game, the Warriors continued coasting through the season. The Warriors were looking unstoppable with the addition of one of the greatest scorers of all time in Kevin Durant to a team that already broke the NBA regular season win record. Draymond won the Defensive Player of the Year award, while the Warriors had the best record in the league, going 67-15. The big three of Curry, Thompson, and Durant were causing a lot of NBA teams headaches and scoring for fun. As a result, the Warriors were heavy favorites to win the NBA championship going into the playoffs. Fans and media believed nobody out of the Eastern Conference had a chance to beat the new version of Warriors with Kevin Durant. The Warriors already almost beat the Cavaliers the previous season before blowing a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. Now with the addition of Kevin Durant, it would be near impossible for them to beat the Warriors in a 7-game series 2 years in a row. However, there was one team in the West that people believed they could upset the Warriors. That team was the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs were coming off an amazing year of their own that season. Kawhi Leonard had his best season of his career to date and led the Spurs to the league's second best record of 61-21. The Spurs already beat the Warriors twice that regular season, first by 29 points and then 22 points. So when the Spurs and Warriors met in the Western Conference Finals that year, people believed Spurs had a legit chance to win the series. Those people were proven correct for the first 3 quarters of the first game. Kawhi Leonard was putting up an impressive performance as he already scored 26 points and 8 rebounds before the third quarter even ended. With 7 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third quarter, the Spurs led 76-55. At this point, the Spurs seemed to be in cruise control of the game until this happened.
Fires from the corner. And Leonard goes down again. And he's in pain again.
Kawhi took a step back shot attempt in the corner but landed awkwardly as Pachulia didn't give him any room to land. That caused Kawhi to roll his ankle, which ruled him out for the rest of the game and then thereafter the rest of the series. After Kawhi left the game, the Warriors gained momentum and ended up outscoring the now depleted Spurs by 25 points to complete the comeback. This pissed off Popovich, not only because his star player was now out for the series, but because Pachulia had a history of committing dirty plays against the Spurs. A couple days after the game, Popovich went on a heated rant saying this about Pachulia.
And because he's got this history, it can't just be, oh, it was inadvertent. He didn't have intent. Who gives a damn about what his intent was? You ever hear of manslaughter? You still go to jail, I think, when you're texting and you end up killing somebody, but you might not have intended to do that. All I care is what I saw. All I care about is what happened. And the history there exacerbates the whole situation and makes me very, very angry.
Popovich wasn't the only one mad at Pachulia, however, as the NBA world was now outraged at Pachulia for what they deemed was an intentional attempt on injuring the opposing team's top player. Even some Warriors fans were angry at their own player for that play. The outrage got so bad to a point where the league had to step in and create the Zaza rule the next season. The Zaza rule stated the refs had to use the replay system after any dangerous closeout attempts. After Kawhi's injury, the Spurs were hopeless and the Warriors went on to sweep the Spurs quite comfortably. There was no stopping the Warriors after that injury, as Curry, Thompson, and Durant were now firing on all cylinders. After that series, they ended up getting their revenge on the Cavaliers, beating them in the NBA Finals in 5 games. Controversies with Pachulia didn't stop that season though, as he would get himself into more trouble the next season. In a highly anticipated rematch between Pachulia and Westbrook the next season, things got more heated than the last time. Westbrook had revenge on his mind from last season and went extra hard that game. The tension would reach its breaking point in the third quarter when Westbrook fell over after a layup attempt and Pachulia decides to fall on him. This play set off the NBA world again, and this time even the players got into action. Lillard tweeted BS play in response to a tweet asking for his thoughts on the situation. Kyrie also commented on Instagram saying, "The league has to take a look at this, man. That shit is ridiculous." And in the ESPN post talking about Kyrie's comments, J.R. Smith and Isaiah Thomas agreed with Kyrie's statement in the comment section. Even Instagram posts by other people that had a picture of Pachulia was getting bombarded with hate comments by fans. Not only that, but Westbrook also had this to say about the situation.
Russell, what happened with that play when Zaza fell on your leg?
What you mean what happened? What you think what happened?
I don't know. I couldn't see.
Don't lie. Don't lie. You couldn't see it. You saw the instant replay 4 times. What happened?
You fell on your leg.
Thank you. Don't ask me a dumb question you know the answer to.
You think it was intentional?
Did you see it? What it look like? What it look like? Did anybody touch him? Yes or no?
I didn't see the replay yet.
Oh, you didn't see it? But why you asking about something you didn't see?
I just saw
Well
the play
then,
live.
if you didn't see it, don't ask me a question. Don't ask me dumb questions, man. Obviously it was intentional. So don't ask me, was it intentional? Nobody touched me, fell over my leg, tried to hurt me, But hey, that's how I go.
However, this wouldn't be the end of the Pachulia and Westbrook saga, as the next season they would meet again, this time in a game between the Pistons and Oklahoma City Thunder. In the game, Pachulia goes up for a layup attempt, but Westbrook swipes him across the face. Westbrook ended up receiving a flagrant foul for the incident, and the game was relatively eventless for the rest of the game. This would officially mark the end of Westbrook and Pachulia's beef and his reign as the league's biggest villain, as he retired after that season. Shortly after retiring, he joined as an office consultant for the Warriors and has managed to mostly stay out of the limelight besides occasional TV appearances.